Shalom, brothers and sisters. Much love to you. I hope you guys are well. I hope your week is going well. It's been a long week from around here. We're trotting on through, getting to a Shabbat. We cannot wait for a Shabbat. For those of you out there who are waiting like us for the Shabbat, we'll get there. Hang tight. Guys, what we're going to be reading out of today is Yah Scriptures. And you can get Yah Scriptures at yahscriptures.com. For every single purchase that is able to get one of these big, hefty scriptures that you're never going to find anywhere else. There's not a book out there anywhere, guys, that is the size of this. This is 3,153 pages. It is large font. It has 103 books. It doesn't matter which distribution you go to, you will never find another book that has as much Apocrypha, as much truth, and that has had so much love put into it. And so if you guys are willing to help us with our brothers and sisters in chains, this is how you can help them, is by purchasing them. And we're not one of these places that are like, donate, donate, donate. Come on, please donate. And like all these other Bible vendors, you got the Hallelujah Scriptures. They have been literally extorting the people of our Creator for a decade or more, and there's no fruits. And we barely just start getting into the prison system, and every single day there's massive amounts of fruits that are being shown. You had the Hallelujah Scriptures, which is a criminal organization that the devil has completely run through. And they have to sit and they have to beg everybody to send us a thank you note, right? They didn't even have a single prisoner that they could say, hey, the Hallelujah Scriptures has changed my life. But yet every single day I get thank you after thank you after thank you from these brothers in chains. And this is the fruit of Yah Scriptures prison ministry. And there's room for all of you guys in Yah Scriptures prison ministry. Now, there's 3 of us right now that are involved in writing to the brothers and sisters in chains. We just got another brother in yesterday, and he is getting ready to take care of 3 brothers. I'm so thankful to him. I'm so thankful to anybody who is willing to invest your guys' time in these brothers and sisters. And how this works is if you guys want to be a pen pal and you're willing to dedicate some time to a brother or sister, we will set you up with what they call a Securus account. We will also fund this Securus account because it costs us 88 cents every time that we send a prisoner a message. And so we will fund this for you guys because I don't want you guys to get this out of your pockets, because I know a lot of folks, 88 cents is a lot, and it's a lot for us. But our people have been very, very generous. And so we have the entire system that's set up. In fact, we will even set it up, put the brothers or sisters in there. So all you guys have to do is basically just click Start Compose, and you're able to write them and write them back. And so, guys, if you're willing to bear fruit for the kingdom, this is how to do it. Now, let us get into the book of Khalidi. Now, this is the chapter 8 of this book, and this is an amazing book. And give me a second here. Okay, now, what we're going through here, and my apologies for any time you guys hear disturbances in the force. I have 9 pit bulls, and sometimes they get wild, sometimes they get a little spoiled, sometimes they get a little just crazy. And so we got to deal with them. And we don't have a studio, we don't have anything. We're just sitting under a little tin roof out in the middle of the jungle, reading with all of you guys. And again, thank you guys for being a part of this reading. Now, for those who do not know, Yahushua is the name of our Messiah. There were no J's in Hebrew. And so we will use the Hebrew man's name for Jesus, and it is Yahushua. And when you see words like Talmidim, that is the same word as disciples. It's the correct word that is in there. You see words like Kepha, that is actually Peter, and his name was never Peter. And so this is the beginning. Sorry, guys, there's so many disturbances today. We're going to make it through this. Okay, Yahushua said to his Talmidim, the seed planted was good, and there is a rich harvest ready for the cutting. But alas, the harvesters are few. Therefore, the overseer must be requested to send more men. Guys, this is one of these things that we hear about all of this in scriptures all the time, that we need the harvesters ready, right? And there's times where Messiah talks about it's not all of us that are going to be planting the seeds. Sometimes we're going to come across and be the guys that are helping to water it. Sometimes we're going to be the guys helping to harvest it, right? There's going to be a lot of this. And this is why Yah Scriptures prison ministry, for anybody that is willing to take this on, is an amazing harvest. There is a tremendous amount of brothers in here, and when you start talking to them, when you start sending them some love, when you start caring about them, all of a sudden the things you care about are important to them. And it kind of goes just like that, and they're going to respond to love in that fashion. Now, continuing on, the following day, Yahushua was seated among the trees near the house of Kepha, and with him were many Talmidim. And one said to him, Adonai, since the days of our fathers, many slaves have come into the land, great numbers having no slaves, being forced into brigandage, for otherwise they would starve. Are these men evildoers? So they're talking about the people having slaves, and they're asking Messiah, are these people evildoers? Yahushua replied, what they do is not good, and therefore must be evil. But though their wrongdoing may be great in the eyes of men, it is small in the eyes of Elohim compared with the evil done by those who stand behind the deed. Many blameless in the eyes of men will not escape the judgment of eternity. So those are hard things, right? It's talking about owning slaves, and he's like, yeah, it's not good. If it's not good, it's got to be evil, right? There's no middle ground. There's no it's almost good or it's almost evil. It's either evil or good in the eyes of our Creator. 44. The disinherited say, all things will change when Yahuwah wills it. But I tell you, the Father will not do the work of his sons. The deliverer comes to take men to their places of labor and will ease their burdens there, but he cannot undertake the whole of the task. He will initiate the rule of Elohim, but cannot force it upon men. He will teach them to judge the underprivileged justly and to deal harshly with the arrogant. The rich will be less rich and the poor less poor. He will point the feet of men towards the path of perfection, but cannot carry them along it. Earthly sovereigns can drive men to fulfill their tasks, but no one can be driven along the path to glory. Only those who guide and lead can take men this way. There's a tremendous amount to discuss in this verse, this single verse in and of itself. It's a meaty one. You guys look at this, right? So it's something that this is the book that changes so much for me, because there's a lot of stuff that I get that I did not get. One of these things here is that, and you know, it should be somewhat obvious, and it probably was, but our Creator uses people to do his will, right? He doesn't do his will himself per se, right? That's where all of the sons of the kingdom come, right? The deliverer comes to take men to the places of labor and will ease their burdens. He's talking about himself, but he cannot undertake the whole of the task, right? He cannot take us to the kingdom. And there's nothing that any one of us can do that we are able to save our sons and daughters if they are not righteous. We're not going to be able to save a soul. A soul has to be saved by themselves. We as individuals, as beautifully created individuals of our Creator, have to take the endeavor of protecting our soul to our own work. It has to be something that we are able to defend, that we care about. And if you don't read scriptures and you don't write them on your heart, mind, and soul, then there's no way that you're defending your soul. The people of the kingdom are those who have written the laws, statutes, and commandments upon the hearts, minds, and souls of themselves. Not only that, but they live by it. They introduce their kids to it. You go to bed by it. You wake up by it. It's part of it's the frontlets between your eyes. When we love our Creator with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul, then we absolutely will love his ways, his words, and what he wants us to do, because that's a beautiful thing. Same thing with our parents, right? You can say that you love your dad and mom with all your heart, mind, and soul, but when you steal their car and drive out and you have no respect for them, then how is it truly that you're loving them with all your heart, mind, and soul, right? You're loving them for what they have, and that's not true love. So the rule of Elohim it says it cannot force it upon men, right? That's the thing. We all have this free will. We all have this way forward. We have a way that is foreign to most, right? The laws, statutes, and commandments. You have 41,000 plus different religions that have called and said that stuff doesn't mean anything, right? The laws of our Creator have no value. And so that is something that is our souls are our journey. Nobody else is going to be able to pray us into the kingdom at all. Continuing on, Messiah says, I bring the light, and the light is a good tree bearing beneficial fruit. But fruit on the tree of darkness is consistent with conditions about its root. For all trees are rooted in darkness, but the good tree transmutes the things of darkness into the things of light. And, this is, one of these things that we have all seen trees, right? We've seen weak trees and we've seen strong trees. And it's like one of these things that our Creator and Messiah have said, that good trees don't bear bad fruit and bad trees don't bear good fruit. And so we, as the people of our Creator, have to be the trees that bear good fruit. Why? Because there's an axe laid to the bottom of every tree that does not perform to the way the kingdom should perform. But we are given this chance and this time and this opportunity to either seek righteousness or seek darkness. And when we seek the goodness, the things of our Creator, then we are part of the kingdom to come. But, one of the things, and I think I'll end on this right here, is one of these, I had a brother or sister, I'm not sure which it is, but they were messaging on one of our channels, and they were asking, like, how do we know we are under the laws of our Creator? And the question is a very, very good question, because I guess a lot of people don't know. And so what I explained to this brother or sister is that you won't have the laws, you won't be under the laws unless you know them. If you don't know the laws, statutes, and commandments that are found in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, at the end of the day, when it comes to judgment, this is all on us. There's nobody else that is going to be part of this, right? We will be judged and based upon our entire thing. And so the way to the kingdom is a people that care about the ways of our Creator. They are a people that have the faith of Jesus the Christ, Messiah Yahushua, who is our King, who will also be our Savior, who will be our leader, who will be all of this. And we had some of those in Judaism that jumped on yesterday's, where I talked about Messiah being our sacrifice and being our priest and being all this. They wrote back, "Oh, you're sick," and and then they start jumping into Judaism stuff, and I'm like, that's a problem. We are so blinded in this world by so-called religion that none of us have ever picked up the book and read it. And when you pick up the book, it destroys all of these other religions. Religion becomes useless when it comes to scriptures, because if you are going contrary to what scripture says at any point, then that's a problem. We don't want to be those people. And so, guys, with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you all for being a part of this reading. Much love to you all. I'm out.